Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer with Oculus Rift Reviews. Today we're going to review Bring It Down VR, a game on the Steam store for the HTC Vive, Valve Index, and the Oculus Rift. It normally retails for $19.99. It's currently 15% off. I got a free Steam key through the Steam Curator Connect program to review this game. And this game was released October 22nd, 2019 by developer Mirror Queen and publisher Traversky. This is a physics puzzler. So supposedly you're a demolitions expert, and your job is to raise these buildings, and you have to bring them down to a certain level before you'll complete the level. And you have three different weapons. One of them is a grenade launcher, you have a hand cannon, and you have a guided bazooka. There are several levels and several different challenges to complete. Now, it's usually not that difficult to complete a level. Some of them are tricky, though. I definitely had trouble with one level, just completing it. But usually the bigger challenge is doing some of these challenges. So each level has 3 challenges that you're asked to do. And you have to complete a certain number of challenges to unlock some of the later levels. So it really is incumbent upon you to try to do as many challenges as possible. And some of these challenges are quite tricky. It took me, I spent probably like 30 minutes, maybe longer, on some of these challenges, and sometimes I was able to persevere and complete the challenge, and other times I wasn't, and I just gave up and went on to the next challenge. Obviously, you don't have to complete every single challenge, again, unless you want to 100% the game, but you do need to complete most of the challenges in order to be able to unlock some of the later levels, which is what you want to do. So you do want to spend some time on these challenges. Sometimes you'll complete them in the first go, and that's great. Other times, like I said, you'll be so close and you'll be like, okay, just one more try, and then it's 30 minutes later and you're still not close. And that definitely happened to me on more than a few challenges. I did experience some issues. The biggest issue that I experienced is that I would hit the trigger on my weapon and it just wouldn't fire. And that is problematic because some of these challenges are time-based. So you have, like, for example, 20 seconds to bring down the structures below a certain level. And if you're hitting trigger and nothing happens, that pretty much means you're going to fail the challenge. That did happen throughout the game for me consistently. But usually just resetting the level, retrying the level, usually fixed it. But it happened enough that it was annoying, and I hope that gets fixed. Another issue that I experienced is that there would be some inconsistency in actions. What I mean by that is, for example, I would use the hand cannon, and I would hit a structure. Sometimes that material would explode, and other times they would get pushed, and I still don't know why. So I would hit the same area of the object, the same structure, the same material, and one time it would explode, and on another try it would get pushed, which would cause different results. And again, that obviously causes problems. You're trying to do some of these challenges, and when something unexpected like that happens, it makes you pretty much fail. And I don't know why. You're within an enclosed area, and then the structure that you're trying to raise is in another area, a blocked off area. And your weapons are a little oversized, so you kind of feel like you're a small person. Maybe you're a midget with a big weapon, and you're not scaled properly to these buildings that you're trying to raise. Unfortunately, that does take a lot of the immersion away from what would otherwise be a great experience. So I hope that gets changed, because I don't really like the railing with the little signage in front of you. Kind of takes away a lot of the immersion that would be there. Plus, it kind of blocks your path for when you're trying to shoot sometimes. Kind of makes you have to play this game standing if you want to. Otherwise, you'll sometimes hit that signage, which that happened to me quite a bit when I was playing seated. You can move around. You have full locomotion and snap turning. But if they just took away that signage, you could easily play this game seated without having to move around. And the challenge begins as soon as you spawn into the world. So that timer starts as soon as you get in. There's no countdown, 3, 2, 1, get ready, or anything like that. The UI is kind of rough around the edges. The physics, it's not realistic. Okay, but to be honest, I don't think anyone here is expecting realistic physics. Obviously, if we were shooting a real bazooka at a building, probably different things would happen that happen in this game, and that's probably a good thing. But it could definitely be better, more impactful. Now, the bazooka does feel impactful for the most part, but there's like a little laser coming out of it, and that's so you can guide the missile wherever you want. And that's cool for the challenges because you have like a missile go way high and then fall right down in the middle. But it does take what would be a lot of the fun out of you actually aiming down sights and firing the weapon, since you have this laser and you can make the missile go however you want. The other weapon's the same thing. When you're firing, it just doesn't feel great. And definitely the weapon animations, the impact could be better. And the challenges, they are varying, but not enough variation for my taste. It does get tougher, but usually it just means more objects. So that's usually the challenge as you get into some of the later levels. Again, I spent almost 7 hours in this game, and I'm about 50% complete. So there is quite a bit of content, and it can be fun and challenging, but there are some things here that make it a little bit frustrating. Overall, I'm going to have to give this game a 6 out of 10. I think it's a good promise, but it just doesn't deliver as much as I wanted.